though its property hadn't been fixed up, it has a positive cash flow. They have tours every hour on the hour there in downtown Rome. I hate to do this, but I'm going to. I'm going to tell a joke.
No.
We're going to identify it up front. Doctor has a cocktail party Saturday night. About 10 o'clock that morning, all the plumbing in the house plugs up. So naturally he picks up the phone, calls the plumber. Plumber comes out, about 20 minutes, says everything working fine. Hands the bill to the doctor for $400. And the doctor looks at it, $400? You were only here for 20 minutes. That's a rate at $1,200 an hour. I'm a doctor and don't make $1,200 an hour. The plumber said, you know, I didn't either when I was practicing medicine. Clean joke. Clean joke.
That was.
Again, anybody, anywhere in America can make $20,000 to $30,000 a deal on probate, and anybody can do at least 1/4. In today's America, and this is sad, especially with you guys, you make $80,000 in America now, you're in the upper 20 percentile. That doesn't make you cry, nothing will. Anyway, this was true 30 years ago, and it's still true today, and as we know, $20,000 is a lot less now than it was 30 years ago.
Here we go.
Bingo. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. Every one of you, I know every one of you are smart, so you had this question. And the question's a legitimate question. Why would somebody sell something 30, 40, 50, 60% below fair market value? The obvious answer, they didn't know. I mean, these aren't investors. These are people, they find they have nuggets of gold in their hand. Do they jump up to Zurich, London, New York to find out the price of gold? No. They're just some poor schmuck who got stuck with being the personal representative. It's not an honor, it's a burden. How many of you have enough time that you have spare time on your hand and now you can have the fiduciary responsibility of overseeing a probate?
And dealing with heirs.
We'll get into human nature a little bit later on, but yes. So it's a real burden. They're doing the best they can. These aren't Donald Trumps, and I don't want to get into that. I was saying that before the election. Trammell Crow, if you know, he's in Dallas. Jerry Buss, you've heard of him over, he's still in the Lakers now, his kids do. Well, they're doing a good job with that. Anyway, that's where the biggest money is in building development. Great risk. When you build a shopping mall, you've got to know what the economy is going to be 5 years out. And as we know, people got caught in this crash. Why not? I'm not coming back. Okay. The 5 surviving investment banks knew they took all these worthless loans that Barney Franks and Christopher Dodd created. Won't even get into that side of it. No, let me just give I'll give the sanitized version. These 5 investment banks took one piece of a loan that could not possibly be paid back. They took 100 of them and called it a bond. Now they knew it was crap, and they knew they were selling crap. In fact, they're smart. They were betting that they were selling crap, and they were. This is the way it really worked. Although this is all over HBO, you can get it off the internet, called Too Big to Fail.
Yeah.
Spells it out. There's nothing new here. Nothing new here at all. I'm taking it down a different road. Because I'm going to have fun in this election, no matter what it is. So those, I'm not even, I don't listen to Russ. I already agree with him, so I don't have to hear him. Anyway, they made money and brought down the free economy of the entire world. Holder, who you may be familiar with, he was the Attorney General. I forget what that president's name was, but he's been in office for 7 years. They did nothing. They didn't arrest anybody, they didn't charge anybody, they did nothing. I'm going to extra step. Now I'm on a roll. I'm having fun. We have a judicial system, I never bring this up. We have a judicial system for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. Only 2. And I'll bet you get the first reason. First reason is we have a judicial.
Justice.
Justice isn't even one of the two. Seriously.
What?
To make attorneys money. Are you kidding me?
Feed the system.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Why do you think they get paid up front? Number 2, statute of limitations. There's only 2 reasons we have a judicial system. And I'm pretty sure that the statute of limitations have kicked in now, and they can't even be charged. Oh, a little bit about me. Graduated from Indiana University, went to graduate school, University of Southern California, went to law school, West LA. Like I said, been a broker here in California for over 35 years. None of that means anything, but there it is. So why would they sell something? Because they just want the problem solved. We are there to help them. We wear the white hats. We solve their problem. You've all heard this. In America, over 70% of lottery winners, which are all over $1 million, are flat broke within 3 years. Insurance companies quote that the beneficiary of a life insurance policy is flat broke within 3.5 years, every penny. So it makes no difference if we give them $100,000 or $150,000. They're going to squander every penny in 9 months, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. It's human nature. It never changes. The average probate we'll deal with lasts right around 3 years. So we, by supplying cash to the estate or whatever problem they have solved, we can cut that down substantially, which cuts down cost. And in today's America, different from us boomers, we didn't live in a world where people trashed houses left and right. Oh, why not? I'm having fun. In the 60s, it was believed that 87% of Americans were nice people. About 4 or 5 months ago, it came out, today's America only believe 19% are nice people. Buy me a drink and I'll tell you why. But not now. I won't cross that line. Judges don't see these properties. Even if they wanted to, there's so many of them they can't possibly see them. LA County has over 25,000 probates a year. Alone. Probate is the slush fund of the judicial system. There's nobody to oversee it. Nobody. It's like a government program. There's no oversight whatsoever. None. Zero. Now, let's say the light goes on, you say, this attorney's raping my Aunt Elma's estate. I shouldn't have used that word. Is overcharging Aunt Elma's estate. I apologize. And you say, I know he's cheating. Well, if your best friend is handling your divorce, he's overcharging and he's your best friend. That's what attorneys do. Like, not understanding why a dog barks. It's what they do. So now you know that the attorney of record, that's what they're called, is overcharging the estate. Okay. You can't prove it, but let's say you could, because as attorneys say, the only thing I know is what I can prove in court. You certainly can't prove it, but let's just say you could. I don't know how. You can never verify the billing hours. Who would you petition to? Bingo! Hang 10, baby. The judge, another fraternity brother of the attorneys. The fix is in. I'm really good. For you, I'm going to go out on a limb. What percentage of horse races are fixed?
100.
No, not 100. Because you have the big 3 plus the Super Bowl at the end of the year. The Super Bowl. Every horse is a winner. No, but I've had 3 different breeders come to my workshop. 3 different years, 3 different cities. These guys didn't know each other, and I asked them that question when it was just one-on-one, and all 3 said the same thing that fast. 99% of horse races are fixed. If they weren't, Jose couldn't feed his family. In fact, I heard a statement earlier about the stock market. God love you. You think that baby isn't fixed?
Oh, yeah.
You kidding? The little guy's got as much chance of doing that as he does jumping off this building and surviving. Not a good enough building. The Empire State Building. When big money's involved, the fix is in. For 3 years, I knew the 3 games that the NFL the Mafia fixed in the NFL. And that doesn't stop. Anyway, whenever there's big money, the fix is in. All right, I know you didn't want to hear that. Okay, getting back to probate. Here's what we do. We cut the cost, time and money. We bring cash often. If we're going after a new loan, we bring cash. We bring financial and emotional closure, and we stop or at least slow down attorney abuse. And when we buy the property, there is no broker's commissions. If there's a listing on that property, you have failed. It's too late. We don't buy those. All right. Okay. Real quick, this is kind of surprising from a number of directions. It's hard to believe that Elvis only died with $10.2 million, but he lost 72.5% of his estate. President Roosevelt lost 30%. Rick Nelson, Orange County, California, didn't even have $750,000, 11 years in probate. Do you think there might have been a little overbilling? W.C. Fields, 37%. J.D. Rockefeller, one of the greatest industrialists the world has ever seen, lost 64% of his $30 billion because he died. He didn't have a living trust. Now, these are famous probates, and although you've got a lot of famous people living up here, but many of you say, well, gee, that's great, I'm not going to run into those. Legitimate question, statement. Very typical, not here, but in the rest of the country, $200,000 probate estate is very, very common. The two students found that the attorney and the CPA took $90,000 out of a $200,000 estate. They took 45% before the legal fees had even kicked in. This is typical. This isn't unusual. This is typical. We are the good guys. Federal judge in Dalton, Alabama awards $2 million to 19 attorneys. Well, I would hope so. My God, they want $1 for the plaintiffs on a judgment on a gasoline price fixing case. You know how hard it is to make a buck? It took $2 million to make that one. I'm working too hard for this. The laws are made by attorneys for attorneys to only benefit attorneys. Justice is not part of the judicial. Oh, I'm going to go further. I talked earlier about there's at least 12 people out there selling my other courses. So you say, well, gee, you went to law school. You're not stupid, I hope. And anyway, so did you copyright it? No, sure I copyrighted it. What percentage of judgments get $1 in the United States of America? You see on TV, somebody just won a $10 million, $20 million, $30 million judgment. What percentage of judgments get $1 in the United States of America? Less than 10%. I don't have any children, I'm too young. So those of you, I'll treat you like a child. The point, not negatively, in that here's what you can learn from my 35 years being involved in real estate. Once you start making money, you're going to be sued. You already know that. In fact, I have a few things real quick. You have friends for 20 years, you start making money, you go out to dinner with your buddies, not one of them will ever reach for their pocketbook ever again. And you will hear stories that will bring tears to your eyes where they need money. Once in two lifetimes stories that you go, oh, that's just so sad. It's up to you to give them the money or not. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose the friendship. And more importantly, you're going to lose the money because they're never paying you back. Now, getting back to, once you start making money, you're going to get sued. You got a bullseye on your back. And I am telling you, forget suing them. Get on a plane and see them the next day. That relationship will never get better than the next day. Solve it there. You've always heard the story. When two people sue each other, the only people who benefit are the attorneys. They get their money up front. They don't care who wins.
Yep.
One more, just in case you think I'm picking on some segment of our... According to NBC, nice conservative station, NBC, and I've got it on tape, and I know their figure's wrong, I'll correct it at the end. NBC says that less than 30% of murders go to prison in this country. It's closer to 50. But I'll tell you, it bothers me knowing that if anyone kills me, you got a coin flip if you go to prison for killing me or not. Did somebody say what judicial system? Anyway. All right, so it only cost $2 million to make that $1. Surprise, surprise. Which is when it's better, when the address is in print or when the address is not in print? Property A or property B? B, because it is a probate. The only way you can buy real estate where the address is not in print if you do it correctly. Again, anybody can do this if you have the right tools and education. Like I said earlier, I would never tell anybody to leave their job. So after you've done a couple, if you feel comfortable, maybe you can leave a 9-to-5 job. One deal can be a year's salary. I was making 3 times on those first that I was making with NCR. Oh, I was in the computer industry when there was no money in it. No money. How many of you remember the IBM 360? That was God back in my day. Oh, just so you know, the internet was created in about 1958. Who's the guy at Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
Gates, and the guy that died. They didn't invent the internet. But they were smart. I'm not putting them down. They said the government has something, and guess what? They have no idea what it can do. Just so you know, in case you get lied to that they created, it was already there. Okay. Probate simply works where people pass away. Now, if you live in a place where people don't die, probate will not work.
So, Jim, since you like attorneys so much, do you recommend marketing to them for probate purposes? Marketing to them?
I'm a real estate broker. Well, okay, I haven't told this joke. It's a joke. I haven't. How many agents and brokers do we have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now don't be ashamed. You worked hard to it. Be proud of it. The money's not selling it. The money's investing in it. But you got to get from point A to point B, pick up the knowledge, make the money, and become an investor. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, in the old days, when we used to take notes with tablets and chisels, once a month there was a meeting down at the Board of Realtors. And everybody'd come in and say how well they did and all that wonderfulness. Anyway, we had a friend named Jake, and for about 3 years he quit coming. And he shows up. I said, Jake, man, we thought you moved out of state or had died. He says, no. He says, no. He says, I went to law school. Why? He says, well, to become an attorney. Well, why would you do that? He said, oh, it's simple. So I could kill my own deals. If it's not funny now, it will be as you become an investor. Anyway. All right. My program will get you there before real estate brokers, investors, antique dealers, and any other kind of dealers. The theme has always been the early bird gets the worm. Competition is great for sports, but it's terrible for making money.
Can you get there before the attorneys?
Oh. No.
So how do we get around?
Well, that's why I went to law school to create the course. Good question. 7 million in unsettled probates, 6 trillion of assets.
I made $50,000 within 30 days.
Even the communists are making money in probate. She came from the ex-iron countries. 50 grand. All right. The course is very, very simple. It is a 4-step program. How to find them, how to buy them, what to fix up, and how to sell them. CD of every form you would need, every script you're going to need talking to anybody in the hierarchy, including the attorney, and of course every category, every subject has its own nomenclature, but there's only a few deals. And you'll have me on your team. Just like I did with Rocco, I am available at the end of the phone if you have an emergency, which he did. We had 5 hours to solve his problem. Same guarantee I made over 30 years ago. If you will do 3 deals, at least one of which is real estate, and you don't make the cost of your course back, I will personally write you a check for the difference. It's a lucrative business, part-time, full-time. It's great for your kids. They can get the personal property, they can sell them through eBay.
You learn the business.
They can learn the business. I don't know what I've said enough that I shouldn't have said already, so I'll shut up. The numbers are so phenomenal. You can't fail unless you don't try. I mean, think about it. 7 million? Are you kidding me? How many do you need? There are no more secrets in real estate. There's not going to be any other gimmicks to make money in real estate coming down the pipe. This is it. This is the last frontier of opportunity. I'm it. I created it, and it's still good because there's 7 million to choose from. Don't let it pass you by. I will show you all the opportunities. And here's what it all comes down to. It's real, real simple. How in the world... Wrong one. My fault. How in the world are you going to make $100, $150, $120, $300,000 a deal if the address is in print? There's no chance. You're buying it and hoping it appreciates so that you get saved because you didn't know what you were doing to begin with. You're in an equity position the moment you close on this when you're 30, 40, 50% below fair market value. It's not going to happen if the address is in print.
So the very first call that I made, even before completing the system, was my very first deal. I was able to make $6,000.
By the first property we were
using the system.
An assignment.
So the very first call that I made, even before completing the system, was my very first deal. I was able to make $6,000.
By the first property we were able to make $30,000 by using Jim's system.
Canada.
Using the system, on our first probate house, we made over $16,000 in 30 days. And on our second house, we made $55,000 with one real hard day's work. And we think that's pretty cool.
Sarcasm. He was making a joke.
Wow. With Jim's techniques within the first year, we made an additional $160,000 to $170,000. This will be our retirement. It's something that we can do when we retire, and it'll also help us ease into retirement.
Go to my website, jimbanksprobate.net. You will see the courses available. $1,997. It has never been sold for 1 penny other than that. And won't be off that website or any other website for that.
That's 1997.
If you go to... Yes. But like probate, 50% off. $9.97 tonight, thanks to Dan. Also, there are 4 new CDs. Shortcuts on Financial Freedom. A DVD on showing you how to work personal property correctly. Cashing in on personal property. And some of you will recognize this guy from national television. I'll wait till you see it, who it is. How to Never Buy a Loser. Talks about buying fixer-uppers and what to do and what not to do. These 4 are bonuses today and today only. I appreciate you for being here tonight. I'll be in the back.
Do you have just a moment in case anybody's got any last questions? Because there's nobody dragging us out of here.
All right.
I got one.
All right.
So you talked about the 6,000 assignment, and what that basically meant to me was that there is a way to never even purchase them, fix them, or anything just by doing an
I
assignment.
talk about too, the lease option is a way to make money in real estate without owning it, but you control it, and you can certainly use an assignment. The only thing unique about probate, the selling of it, the managing of it, the manipulating it is exactly the same. Probate has one unique characteristic. If you do it correctly, you will buy assets that have never been exposed to the public. Consequently, you will buy personal property 5 and 7 cents on the dollar, real estate 30, 40, 50, 60% below current fair market value. It's real simple.
That's the gem of it all.
Was that a play on words?
So where do you find the probate deals?
That's what I wrote the course for and why I went to law school. Abraham Lincoln said, knowledge is the tool of an attorney. You don't give it away. But I am willing to help share it with you. And that's what the course is about. And, oh, I did leave this out. For the next 90 days, if you have any questions on the program, You pick up the phone and talk to me personally. I'll be happy to help you with anything going through the course. I'm never going to come here and compete with you. I've never owned a property I couldn't drive to in 20 minutes. I'm not going to. People who own property out of state, God bless them, they're a lot smarter than I am. I got to kick the tires. And there's so many of them, why would I not?
Another question.
Yes, sir.
So if somebody in here was going to do an assignment, obviously they could sell it to whoever they want to.
Sure.
Would you be interested in looking at those assignments as a possible purchase?
Certainly.
Okay.
Well, you're club members. If somebody walks in and says, I've got $1 for 50 cents, I want 10 grand, what's the average property here? 300,000, 400,000?
$1 million.
$1 million? Okay. How far inland do you have to go to get down to $500,000?
St. Paul.
Beyond Ojai? Beyond Ojai. And if you're going to do one here, you're really going to look at something that you bulldoze down, I would think.
Just saw one today on the way here.
Say you're college educated, how long will it take for you to go through the program?
Anybody can go through the program within 30 hours. It's stepped out. Al Lowry, who just went through the course, he said it may very well be the best course he's ever seen. It's certainly one of the best he's ever seen. It cost us over $40,000 to put that course together. Wow. It's all studio. It's all top of the line.
A lot of homework.
Oh. No, it's really very simple. It really is. Again, I'm not here to tell you.
Trial experience.
Anyway, it's very straightforward. As was said by somebody a lot smarter than me, in real estate, all you need is 8th grade arithmetic. That's all you need. You don't need algebra or calculus or anything in between those.
Slow. It's very simple.
Keep it simple, stupid. No KISS method. All right. Like I said, I'll be in the back for any of you who want to buy the course and get educated on probate. Like I said, the next 90 days, I will be on the other end of the phone to answer any of your questions.
Jim, did you say you were located in Southern California?
I've got a house in San Clemente. I also run the office out of Las Vegas. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And with the humidity you have here now, I won't spend that much more time on the beach. This is unreal. My 41 years, I don't remember it being this humid.
It's cooler than Vegas.
Hmm?
It's cooler than Vegas, isn't it?
Yes, but when you're dealing with 6 to 11% humidity, it's real hard to feel it.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's only 90 days that are really bad, from June 15th to September 15th.
It's a drive.
Plus, it's the live entertainment capital of the world. There's 31 shows, 7 days a week to go see. And you can eat cheaper there than you can buy food and take it home and cook it.
That's true.
It is true. Believe me, it took 8 years to come around to Vegas. And I was wrong, because it's got a lot of assets. Summers are tough, no question about it, but no humidity.
That's what you have said to me.
All right. Again, thank you very much, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions in the back of the room.
That was fantastic. Thank you very much, Jim. I do invite you to go back there and talk with him. We're not getting kicked out. Nobody's dragging us out, so you got plenty of time to go back there with him. We will be back here on the 17th next month with Lindsay Jean to talk about wholesaling. So do keep that in mind.